how many seconds it takes. And there we are. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whether you might be in the world. I think Johnny D and our American contingent might not be here because I think daylight savings may have interfered. Yes, by the few account, I think that's right.
So it's true that sunlight comes out of the Middle East and it's rationed now because of the conflict. That's why they've cut daylight saving.
Well, maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, what can we say about that other than they have further reinvented the Shahid, which was the German thing in the first place this week. And oh my word, haven't the Americans made it a lot better?
Oh, yeah. It's cheaper. Apparently it's cheaper.
It's cheaper. Oh, there we go. Oh, Johnny is here.
Lucas, would you really want to buy anything that had electrical components that was called Lucas?
With Lucas components, yeah. But that is showing you age. That's definitely showing you age. Yes, that means I don't know. Obviously, they were.
Johnny's there.
Lucas.
He's here.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I was worried he wasn't here because of daylight saving. We don't have daylight saving in South Africa, so it's just very confusing when time zones change.
You should save it for a rainy day.
Well, yes.
Just when you need it most.
You do need it most. Then you do indeed. Actually, I have made my solar investment this week, getting ready for no power at all here because we have, if this current gig keeps going on, the ANC sold off our petrol and oil reserves years ago, so we have no reserves. So if it goes on, and they're still running the generators for our mains power every once in a while. So I thought, now is the time.
One of those compact nuclear generators that makes your car stand on its tail.
Absolutely, the pebble reactors, aren't there? Something like that.
Well, there was something on X and it showed you that, but it made the car turn around and stand on its end. It was quite impressive.
Oh, Louis calling you the Mayor of Tokoroa. I'm just calling him a lawbreaker, a rule breaker.
Gary, did I get your permission to use this camera today?
Yeah.
I'd hate you to adjourn the stream early.
I may have to swear like your mayor does.
No, that wouldn't happen.
So just I wanted to ask you actually, live. Have you seen this video, Ian, that we're talking about? Bruce's video.
No, I did ask him for the link on X, but I don't think he replied with it.
No. Well, he was. Now, what I wanted to ask you, because I didn't rewind the video to watch it again to just see if you said it. Did they serve you the trespass notice after you had been to the meeting?
Well, on the Tuesday, I went to the meeting. It was adjourned.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to go to the reconvened meeting the following week, 1 week later, and they rolled up on my doorstep and gave me a trespass notice before I could leave the house.
But you hadn't trespassed.
No.
So,
and that's why they're in big trouble.
But you had big trouble
because
I didn't understand. Yeah. I thought, but it hasn't been. It's either for the last one where he was at, and that was retrospective trespass, which doesn't make any sense, or he'd not actually been to the meeting. So how had he trespassed?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's the crazy thing, but they had no option but to trespass me because I pointed out that they were bullying me by pretending they were going to trespass me. So if they didn't trespass me, they would have said, yeah, we were bullying him. So they had no option but to trespass me, as if to say, well, we were going to trespass you and now we're going to do it. You know, I backed them into a corner there. But the problem is that the Trespass Act in New Zealand has a specific clause 13, that says you may not trespass anyone who is granted access under another Act of Parliament. And the Local Government Meetings and Information Act grants every member or every person access to public meetings of council. So they have actually broken the law by trespassing me for the reason of barring me from going to a meeting. So it's going to cost them so much money. And I'm going to go after them and say, I want a new tower at the airfield as well.
We built a tower, and you've got a 3D model from which you can
scale it up.
Scale it up. Yeah, that's right. Did you see those guys 3D printing boats in one go with a robot arm?
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, so you can make the tower, get them to 3D print it or something like that, straight from the STL. Because it's never sunny enough for it to melt.
Yeah,
is it? I don't know.
If it could be mistaken as a part of a gun, you could be arrested. It'd have to be passed through the government things because 3D printers are going to be restricted soon because you could use them to make a gun.
Well, you could use it.
Correct. The world's gone mad with all this. You can't do this, you can't do that. They're going to countries are now looking at age verification before you can even use a VPN, and it's like, what is going on? So drones are going to also be. Well, they are age restricted in the UK. How old do you have to be to get a what is it, operator's certificate in the UK?
18, isn't it? Ian? I think it's 18. Otherwise, you've got to have a parent supervising.
Parent, yeah.
Yeah. So children cannot own a drone. And really, seriously, or a model aircraft for that matter. So it's like the world is just nuts. We can't let young people have anything they might enjoy because we're protecting them and national security. How does it work out like that? I don't understand.
I'm afraid I've become a little bit disillusioned in the last couple of weeks with the youngsters that I teach in that. I want them to protest. I want 13 and 14-year-olds to be angry and upset about something. It doesn't matter what. They just must be angry and upset about something. But they're not. They're absolutely not. And because they're not dialed into any causes, they're not even thinking. Yeah. They might be wrong, whatever they're angry and upset about. It doesn't matter. But they should be passionate about something that they think is an injustice, and they should be going after it. But they're completely enslaved to mobile devices and online games. Oh, what an old man I'm sounding like. But that is what I see.
Once they put age gating in for that, then they might find a reason to protest.
Maybe. I'm sure there'll be some ways.
Because look at, I think Xbox and all those, the Steam and Valve and those online gaming platforms, they're age gated in some countries already.
Yes,
so when the kids can't actually use the games, they're going to suddenly realize, oh my goodness. And you say, well, now you understand. They should teach this sort of thing in schools, as part of
shouldn't they?
Education.
Yeah, if only teachers did that. Yeah, if only they did that. And then maybe we could tell them to go outside and try a model airplane,
Mind you, a lot of teachers are very left-leaning, aren't they? Do you lean to the left, Gary? It's hard to tell.
Left, right. Hang on. No, I'm going to the right at the minute. But
so you're inclined to lean that way? Yeah.
I'm inclined. I'm the leaning tower. Yeah, I think teachers are left-leaning, but that's just the nature of the beast.
I was going to say, I can tell from Gary's Facebook post that he's left-leaning.
Yeah, left-leaning. I'm left-leaning. But then it didn't used to be as bad, did it? It didn't used to be as hard left and hard right as it is now. I mean,
no, but very polarized. The world's become very polarized.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Cool.
So what's happening in the world of drones, Gary?
Yeah, should we talk about that? Should
Just
we do
before
that?
we go?
Yeah, should we talk about that? God, that was an old man. Some interesting stories, I thought. Oh, it takes forever. You say, open the page. It takes forever. This thing from out of Southampton is, and if you're a long time viewer here, you'll know why I like this thing, because it looks conventional and normal and simple and straightforward. It's 2 engines, a straight wing. It's normal.
Okay, Gary, why do you think they've got that really high tailplane, which will get at a high angle of attack, will get turbulence off the wing and possibly enter a deep storm?
Off the wings. For loading and unloading of things in the back, I should think. There is a cargo door at the back, so that's why I should have meant. Yeah, I mean, it's not super optimal in some ways, but then again, it works. But they've got this basic aviation risk standard, green status, and it's the first large sort of platform that's got it. So well done to them. That's come out of Southampton University. They've been around for a long time. They've been doing all sorts of trials around the world, but I don't think anyone's actually paying for them to do day-to-day work yet. No, not quite like Bobby and co, but well done to them. And then coming from the world of FPV, because that's where they came from, 12.7 million Series A, they're doing rather well. They're doing quite well.
I'm still waiting for their digital FPV system.
Well, I think they may be leaving the hobby somewhat behind. They may not quite be needing.
Well, there won't be a hobby to leave soon.
No, come on. Of course there will.
Come on,
it'll be reinvented. It'll be fun.
With Donut's new solid-state batteries means that drone deliveries and urban air taxis are all totally practical now. So the skies will be just out of our bounds. We won't be able to use it because they were too dangerous.
Absolutely. Well, I believe they've had a new round of testing, which you've seen. So, or showing the results of testing. So, what did they show us, Bruce?
They showed us the one thing everyone was really waiting to see, not the energy density, not the cycle life, but the self-discharge rate, which is completely the lowest priority thing you'd ever want to know, because a battery in a high current, high power situation like in an EV or a air taxi, it's going to be minutes from the time it's charged till the time it's used. So self-discharge is almost irrelevant, but that's what they've chosen to show us, is how good their battery is. And they said, see, it's not a supercapacitor, but we knew that anyway, because if you look at the voltage charge discharge characteristics, it's clearly a lithium-based chemistry.
Yeah, they seem to be dragging the story out somewhat, don't they?
Yeah. And remember, they'll probably release the good stuff first, so it's only going to go downhill from here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to type in. The annoying thing about this thing is you can't. What am I typing in here? Louis Raynaud glasses. Rayneo.com. Do we know anything about these glasses? Our resident digital modern glasses expert sat up there.
Well, if they don't appear on Facebook and Instagram, like the pictures from them, then they're no good.
I've not been paying attention to anything with these glasses. Sorry.
Did you see he's bought some Oakleys without cameras just so he can? I don't know. He's got more money than sense, this man.
Because of the negative press, because glasses are the new drones. They're the new drones.
Yes,
I just knew there could be some aggro at some point. And my main concern was, if I was going to job interviews, if people have got a negative impression of those, it might, you never know. So
Christian, if those are the new drone, do they have remote ID?
Oh, it's all there. I love the Batman. What am I looking at here? What am I looking at? Am I just looking at glasses with cameras in? Am I looking? Oh no! It looks like they've got lasers. Oh my word! That seems like a very inefficient way to make them. Very big robot making them.
Marionette robots with strings.
Air 4 Pro.
It must be good because we've got animations.
HDR10.
Oh, so this is the new DJI lighter weight looking glasses, is it then? Is that what we're looking at?
Gosh.
No, I don't know what we're looking at. It's something I put it straight in there.
Theatre.
Oh, here he comes. I knew if I gave him enough stick, he would join us. What are we looking at here?
Hi. These are the latest craze about glasses that apparently you can connect to HDMI, so you can get the view of the drone. So at least
that's not new.
I don't know. Come on, I remember the Epson glasses. Nice ones.
And there's another set out now. Some other manufacturer's got a set out. A lot of people have been trying them out. The big thing always is latency, of course, if you're flying anything other than a camera drone.
Yeah. No,
but
it's okay.
They must have a great big deal with the Batman franchise, or they just don't care.
Come on, Gary, for a guy of your importance and presence in the market, these are not for you. Just go up and pick up the other model.
Oh, yes, Louis, of course.
They have another model, the X3 Pro.
Oh, the X3 Pro up there. This one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a drone pilot.
That's a bit ugly, that camera on the front, isn't it? So this is more the Ian sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Beyond human vision.
So this is looking like essentially smart glasses. A few have been doing screens on them.
Until you check the price.
Oh, how far down do we? Are they going to show us? Because if you have to ask the price, Louis, you know, obviously
put add to bag and try to get
add to bag. I've clicked it. There we go. Okay. 1299.
Well, that's pretty cheap, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon.
And they're not even prescription.
But no. Do you know what I'll need them for? I'll need them to stream the video from my new X10Ds that I've got. Oh no, sorry, I haven't got. So yeah, the Department of Army Criminal.
Do they record for more than 3 minutes at a time?
Yeah, I don't know. But look, these guys have stolen 3 Skydios. well, suspect 1 and suspect 2. I would have thought just their names would have given them away, really. But yeah, so if you have any information, then they want to know at Fort Campbell. The drones are last on the morning of November the 21st. That's what got me when I saw this. They put this out today, and there were so nobody's bothered looking. What that told me was that nobody's used the thing since last November. So that's what I thought. But anyway, so there we are. And then the last newsy story, which I think is pretty big actually, that drone dominance trials competition was won by a lowly English. Actually, I should have used the other one. By a lowly English company. No, not lowly, but they didn't just win it; they smashed it. They scored like 93%. The next one was in the 80s, and all the rest was 70. And that was the first 11 companies. And then everything, the big names beneath that, well, they weren't there. I'm gonna get that up. I'll get the proper one up, I meant. So well done to them.
And have you seen the news today about Ukraine producing 70,000 drones a month and wanting to increase the production to a few millions a year?
Sure they can. I mean, it's if anyone would know how to do it now, they would. And isn't it amusing that the whole world wants to be attract to their door for counter drone systems now?
I had to laugh because someone said, "Who holds all the cards now, Mr. Trump?"
Now the thing is, that the lady from the EU has also announced hundreds of millions of euros for the initiatives of war. So yeah.
Yeah. So
I
look,
I wrote a column today about how much money is going to be wasted gearing up for a drone war, and by countries all over the world. After they've bought a new set of NATO bomb detectors, now they'll want interceptor drones and all sorts of stuff.
And now you've done the glasses. I've got a Temu glasses advert. Thanks, chaps.
Excellent.
Look, Skycutter 99.3%, Neros 87.5. Well, you can see the numbers. Then we go into 70s. So there's the ones, the top 11. And then let's see who didn't make it, kids. Dragonfly, Dyzen, Ewing, Firestorm, Teal, Titan Dynamics. Some quite big names there that have scored less than 70% in these trials. And I thought the most interesting thing about this whole thing, because it's pretty boring, but the most interesting thing was that one of the key requirements was you had to train soldiers within 2 hours how to use the system, and they had to get it going. I thought that was quite good actually. So this lot here have all got to build 30,000 drones in a month or something like that now. So we'll see how they go. But yeah, well done, Skycutter, British company. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, were the newses. Here's one. What do they know? Yes. Oh, yes. Wait, let's just separate views. Wait for it to arrive. Oh, this Chrome's doing this new views thing all the time to me now, where it's snapping them together whenever I don't want it to. Right, okay. There it is. So what are we looking at here, Ian?
Oh, it's an update on Lakenheath. So it is looking more like Lakenheath being a mistake, because I asked for the initial sighting. So it turns out now, I'm going to have to go back and double check, because I've just looked at the recent response while you've been chatting. And they say they'd sent that to me already. So it sounds like it's a member of the public claiming they'd first seen one on the 17th. So in this, they've included, if you have look on, which date is it? Got more than one opened up now, so I've got myself all confused. If you look before their last reply anyway, you ought to have an attachment to open up, which
That's
will have
right,
the
Mike.
most recent ones. I was just worried that there's no description of a drone mentioned, and it said the MOD had been tampering with this one, i.e., to run it past the MOD, and there's some quite big blocks of redaction, but they've said it's nothing to do with the drone description. You've got to scroll a lot faster, Gary. You can see on the right hand side.
I was actually reading then.
Oh, okay. Just get scrolling, man.
Here we are. We nearby.
I don't know. Just get all the way to the bottom and then scroll up. Easiest way. Right, there we go. So you can ignore that one. You can ignore that one. And it will be this one. Just keep scrolling up a little bit and there'll be the attachments. Oh, was he frozen?
I'm back. I
Oh,
was frozen.
Just scroll
but I'm
up a tiny
back.
little bit. Here you go. If you do show all attachments, there'll be stuff with
These
it.
ones.
Yeah.
So where do you want me to go?
Which it will be. You'll have to have a look at each one individually.
Oh shit! Still the same thing about.
No, it's not Gatwick.
Oh, No,
Oh,
it's Lakenheath.
Meldenhall. The
See, look at that. It's like,
yeah,
what's going on?
yeah. Hang on, just let me read this a minute. It's going to take a while. Goodness
But
me.
see, we've got things here. So
have you guys tried to select and then remove the? Have you?
I haven't on this particular one, but I have in the past. The wise to it these days, and
Okay.
yeah,
Five are circling. Been over
Yeah,
all three bases.
yeah. So this is just
Oh.
the nonsense in that I thought from one of the logs, the way it had read, it implied that we might have had an initial sighting of a non-illuminated drone, which obviously that would be a legit. Oh, that looks a bit dodgy. Maybe there was something that kicked this off. But it looks like it was just lights in the sky from the very, very start. So I'll
So
double check
what-
and go
what-
through. But the glance I had a look of it suggests to me it was just more of the same.
Do you know what the term thrive means? Thrive tag added. Wonder what that means.
It must be something for the log, mustn't it?
And then Q threat. What's this Q threat? Then Q harm.
Oh, this will probably be tagging it with threat and harm, won't it? Something like that. So
1, 2, 3.
because you
4,
categorize
5.
things, don't you?
But there's five actions there within the same minute. That seems quite quick. But anyway, moving on. Oh, here we are. Investigation vulnerabilities. What is that? Of course, a thrive completed. Well, as you see, I'm going to find out what that means now.
I think basically said if you just went past, just wait to the MOD police. But I think basically someone was sent out to have a look and then didn't find out.
Yeah. One call and confirm we're not required at present. They will call us and call up if this changes.
So
Arrest cautions person. What was that about? Arrest cautions persons. Yeah. No, it's all nonsense. But so is this the one where we had the discussion in the week where Suffolk are being question and answer? Yeah, I see that Katia there, but I don't quite understand. You wouldn't just say investigation and answer unknown, but believe. I don't know. Yes, that's what I was also thinking. But aren't these lot being a bit handy with the way they handle FOIAs? Isn't it this police force? Or was that another one that we were discussing?
I think that will probably be another. So Suffolk's answering now, but they weren't originally, and then when they've said they're having to give them to the MOD to approve first. Now, difficult ones of recent are West Midlands Police.
Yes,
They don't
that's
want-
the one.
Yes, they don't want to talk about the jammer gun. Let's see if we can find the response for that, because that's probably the one that's probably
Yeah,
the
that
one
is the one I was thinking about. That's the one we've been talking about this week. So that's around the football stadium. Was it Wolves? I can't remember. And they seem to have a drone in a box situation there as well. So yeah, there's lots of stuff around that stadium, and it's not cool. It's not cool at all.
Yeah, so I shall put that in the chat so you can bring it up.
Okie dokes.
So I think we might have talked about this a little bit last week or
We
the week
did.
before.
We did. Right, share screen. That's very topical at the moment. Drone jamming, Tel Aviv. It's all the parts of the story are there.
Yeah. So the latest with this one is they basically said get stuffed. We're not telling you. Going. It's national security and policing exemptions. But my questions are very high level. It was simply, was it your kit? Now, funnily enough, just prior to the show has come back. So the Home Office has said it's not their kit. MPCC said it's not their kit, which means it's definitely West Midlands Police's kit. So I've kind of got the answer anyway. So I will use that when it goes forward.
It's obvious that it's Russian. Come on, everything is Russian.
True. Yeah. True.
And
true.
So I'd ask for the cost as well, and like we can't take costs. It's like, yeah, you can. Every other force, you see, like with National Police Air Service, they detail everything, but you don't even have to ask them over freedom of information. It's there in reports. They say how much the payloads cost. The EOIRs and stuff. So everything's transparent as it should be. It's not acceptable for police forces to be spending money and saying, no, we're not telling you about it, especially when it's something where you can say, I mean, I know probably why they don't want to answer on this is because if you asked anyone in the West Midlands, what is your priority? They're going to say burglary, shoplifting. They're not going to say going out and spaffing a load of money on some battlefield technology to take down to football games so you can zap it off and probably kill some poor bloke that's got a pacemaker. So I think that's what basically it comes down to. They don't want to talk about it. But they're not going to get away with not wanting to talk about it. It's the Freedom of Information Act is there for a reason, and these are perfectly reasonable questions. And it can be shown that other police forces and obviously the MOD have answered these kind of questions. It's like, sorry, mate, you're going to have to. And well, we will have that argument at ICO and if need be at the GRC. So they've got themselves a pause of probably 7 months until the ICO pick it up. But the question's been asked whether they like it or not. It's a reasonable question. And as I say, I've kind of inadvertently got the answer by asking other authorities, which you shouldn't have to do. You should be able to get a straight question. But it's if people won't give a straight answer, then it's like, well,
are we going to have to start watching the matches so we see an inadvertent shot of someone with the equipment on a rooftop or something? It's it'd be interesting to see if we could spot them. Maybe or maybe not. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I've not been watching football this year, but yeah, if you're watching like the Sky News stuff of that, I'd be surprised if occasionally he didn't get a shot of what was going on in the surroundings. So maybe, dear viewer, I'll have to keep an eye out.
Dear viewer, do we have that supporter? Do we have the? If only there was some way of tracking them.
I think what we actually need is a remote ID for the jamming guns, and that's in seriousness, because these are the things, we're basically giving out the electronic equivalent of a surface-to-air missile for anyone to use who's got the money. And it was interesting recently. I think it was that we showed from last week where it was the Fox News piece. And the guy from the counter-drone industry was saying, I think it's that piece, but certainly a recent piece. But basically, the counter-drone industry was quite clear and bragging of the fact that they sell the equipment to, and basically people have got the money. So if you're a CEO of that, you could get it. So we are putting it in civilian hands. And then that begs a question. Well, they're probably not getting the GNSS jamming. They might, but it does beg the question then, well, there ought to be more transparency. And if there's any case of anyone other than the police or the military, and even with the police, I'm concerned. It should be, we need to know when you're firing these things off, because if you're
It's
firing
illegal to
something
fire
off
them off.
that can
they can't fire
ground
them
the
legally.
eVTOL,
They're illegal in private hands if you're going to disrupt the spectrum. It's virtually every regulator in the world says you may not deliberately interfere with legitimate services. So why are they selling? You try importing one of those cell phone jammers from AliExpress into America, it'll be seized at the border because it's illegal. So why can these people sell these things, which are effectively just jamming equipment?
That is not a bad idea, and I know if there's enough people with I know a system I can use to do that.
Kevin mentioned that's already underway. So I think already in Ukraine there is jamming detection.
Oh, you can. It's pretty easy. It's if you have distributed receivers to just measure the RSSI of each receiver with as long as they've got a GPS to give themselves accurate timing. It's quite easy to work it out now. There's all sorts of software.
You just math it, eh?
You just math it. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be able to math it. I get the computer to math it.
Yeah,
no way I could
science it though. That's just
science it, not science it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's science it. Yeah, no, it's really it's incredibly easy, and on HF you can even use the distributed receivers with these SDRs around the world, as long as you've got a GPS connected to it or very accurate timing on your machine, and you can do it with HF stuff as well. It's quite extraordinary. But
you know that with those SDRs you can generate GPSs.
Yeah.
What, talking car? How clever is that?
Talking car. I don't understand.
Look,
oh, well
Lewis,
done.
Louis.
Louis talking. Oh, I see. I got it. Well, because Louis is here, and in honor of Louis, because he's not often here, but we can. There's a Gatwick report for you.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, you're here, so we got to do it. And that Hudson bloke, it's his fault again.
And see how they defamed him in that article. They called him a drone expert.
Yes.
It's ruined his credibility.
So run us through this one, Ian.
Is one of the fuel, or is it the only one? That's a problem, right? Ian Hudson is one of the few drone experts.
Well, no, there's hundreds of drone experts.
So he's saying one of the few drone experts that's been bothered to chase this. But the nice thing in there is it obviously references Brendan for speaking up and unmanned
conference, right?
Yeah, there's the unmanned support organisation that's the new one on the scene. I've put a quote in as well. This was actually a good summary of where things are with the DFT freedom of information at the minute, but also a Gatwick, because I'd not chatted to him about all of that. He'd asked me a few questions, but he's obviously gone away off his own back, and it will be actually a lot of it will be down to the Prox reality check page on Gatwick. But he kind of filled in the gap, so he's kind of done a whole summary of it to date, which was nice to see that he got involved with it and read it all and understood it, because I think he put this together in a I think within about 2 days. So if you're hitting this, as we know, to us it's a bit more second nature because it's been going on for years and we've seen it as it's gone along. But to come in at the start afresh and pick up what's gone on. That's I think quite impressive, especially considering the amount of times you see journalists where you feed them everything and they still don't, they're still not interested in getting it right. So I was pleased with this particular piece. So
no, it was good. It was a
this is obviously what we covered last week. That it's now going to the GRC.
Yeah. That link you've posted, Gary, only needs to go up to the question mark exclusive. Well, the rest of it's referrer material, so you could just have
yes, yeah. All right.
So people are busy trying to copy and paste it.
Yeah, because I don't know. Well, allegedly they can click it allegedly, according
Nah.
to
Not here.
yeah. No, we can't. We can't. That's for sure. But
You don't need the
apparently-
question mark.
Oh well, they can get rid of the question mark.
Yeah.
Oh, too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's had about 48 comments on it. And though the interesting thing with those is, and obviously, given this is people that are in the tech sector, everyone's of the opinion in there. Well, there wasn't a drone. It's covering up embarrassment, so on and so forth. So there's, the view of everyone seems to be well. I know the view across the whole industry is consistent.
well, that is the bottom line, isn't it? Because they went down that storyline, it meant people weren't entitled to their money back on their flights. So yeah, that I think is the bottom line. That's my boss at time, but you always get these sort of comments, doesn't it, where it doesn't help. But there was a comment this week from somebody that claims to have seen the after actions, not after actions report. What's it called? The lessons learned report from Gatwick.
Ooh.
Somebody just on Facebook around. No.
It's only half a page. It's only half a page. They do nothing.
If you'd read it, you'd understand the security implications. Well, I can't see this is going to be released within my lifetime. I've read it. It's like, well, hang on a minute, mate. You're just an examiner from the bloody BMFA. Why on earth are you blocking Operation Treeball paperwork? How did you get to see that?
Special privilege.
Special privilege. Yeah, nobody moved. BMFA examiner. He was a former airliner pilot, but I'll give him that because it did. If Jesse won't be watching, but it did make me, for other reasons. Someone was talking about open intelligence gathering on people, so I had a little look at it a couple of weeks ago, just for other reasons. So it gave me a chance to play with that. So I found out what I could about the fellow, and obviously one wouldn't take it any further, but
He might have been an expert, Gary.
he was a former drip under pressure. Just putting it out there, and there seems to be a BMFA sort of cabal of folks. I shouldn't say that because that's dumping all BMFA, but people under the bus. But there's a little group of people that just want, and Louis one of them actually, just want to make the Gatwick thing go away.
It's not that. It's we keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again, and there is no relevant information, or there will be no relevant information because it's not the Epstein files. We don't get 3.5 million documents about Gatwick.
So, what are you saying, that we can't have a war because of it? Is that what you're saying?
There's more important things like the sandwiches and stuff. That's not in the Epstein files.
That was the sandwiches. The sandwiches was the thing.
Priorities.
So I think we are barking at the caravan. And
Portuguese
What's this phrase?
There's a Portuguese phrase that doesn't translate.
Fill us in on this
caravan?
vernacular.
Are you a gypsy?
To be honest, I think caravans should be parked out.
But come on,
It's not the mischief that comes out of caravans.
Come on, but it's like Peter and the Wolf. We cry full so many times that nobody will listen when it is.
Yes, but then you use your caps lock key. That'll fix it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
to be honest, it has helped, and people have listened, because this is an example we're getting onto now, actually, because of what had been done with Gatwick. Journalists in the EU, some of them weren't, because funny enough, this is TV2, and initially they weren't listening. They were listening to people that experts. They were saying, "Oh, that's a drone." That is, when it was blatantly a photo of an aircraft with ICAO lighting. But eventually they realised themselves that, wait a minute, that people are reporting aircraft, and all credit to them. They've continued on with the story, so they've not let it go. So what's been going on in Denmark is this TV2, at least two of their journalists have kept the pressure on. So it sounds like they've actually been doing freedom of information. So what they've said in this story is there's a few points in here. they were supposed to be saying it's because it's now over 6 months, coming back and saying, "Oh, this is what happened. This is what happened with these Russian drones," and they've come back with nothing. And they've now said, "We are going to wait until after the elections to tell you what went on," which sounds like the current government is quite embarrassed about what's gone on and doesn't want the electorate knowing to then consider their vote, possibly. But we're still in here is what we'd scooped at the time, Gareth, is the fact that there was a suspected mistaken shooting at a passenger airliner when it mistaken for a drone, and they've been pushing for that, and all the documents are coming back with huge redactions. So the security services are not denying it. They have documents on it. Those are redacted. It pretty much is saying it happened. So we will find out. But I think by now they would have quite clearly said it hadn't happened if that was the case.
But look at that. Denmark has been subjected to hybrid attacks in recent days. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. But,
it's in the news.
It's in the news. Yeah.
I mean, that's quoted for what they said at the time. But it's interesting now because obviously they've got Weaver in there. They've got another, I think, guy that deals with society, psychiatric malarkey, saying, this looks like a panic. So all that's in there. So, in fact, Gatwick gets a mention as well. So it's saying this looks like a mistake, like Gatwick, and like New York and New Jersey. So hopefully they'll just keep on keeping the pressure on, because what it actually says in here, it says it comes across that the government just want people to forget about it. Well, of course they do, because it was worse there, because I think that's where they'd stopped all drone flyers, including commercial flying for the week.
They did.
So you've got repercussions from that. You've got certainly at least an apology due. I mean, in reality, that's the kind of thing where you should be paying compensation to all those people for what they would have earned in that week. That's what you really should be doing.
Yeah.
Only if the delay is above 2 hours. But that's another topic. No, the thing is,
I mean, if it was Stephen, he'd have earned £500,000 in that week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. This guy must be going to be the Prime Minister. He's got the best photo of all the.
Looks all like you, Gary.
Yeah. Well, you see, he must be a good-looking fellow. All the ministers we've seen there. Now that is cool that they're holding to account as well. Norway just plain said, "No, well, there wasn't anything," and yeah, it's good.
It's worth noting that story mentions Norway and gives them credit for the fact they so swiftly were straight about the situation. Oh, and
trespassers being called.
It's worth mentioning on LinkedIn today. There's a guy, he's done it before, from Interpol, who claims to be an intelligence expert. There was again banging on about all the stuff in the EU.
No. Sorry. No, he was a forensic expert.
Yes, forensic. Yes.
Well, and you gave him a jolly good talking to. I'm almost tempted to go and get that thread.
I think you should. Go on, Gary, get it out. You were Mrs. Wait for it to come back.
It's
Go on, put the LinkedIn up. You might as well. There's quite a few commercial ops on here, so they could go and have a nosy.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Yeah. So talk amongst yourselves. It'll take me a while. You know what I'm like.
He replied back to everyone for at least one comment, but I think he then gave up.
Oh, did I
no. He said to me. He got back to me this evening and said, "If you want to message me, we can discuss this." And I actually replied to him, "I would rather do this in public."
Oh wow!
I told him I could do it in public. I'm happy to have a public, a public discussion about this, because I've got nothing to hide. you know, and if anyone wants to provide evidence, of a real drone threat to Europe, as everyone, including the European Parliament, is now saying, they're really being vocal. The drone threat to Europe. What are you talking about? You know, and please provide evidence of this. You know.
But what I like with this one, what I really like with this one, is the added subsea. Hey,
Yes.
1 million points from ad hoc to standardized testing. So here's the post from Christopher Church. Airports and refineries are quietly entering a new era of risk, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, be scared. And yeah, look, 11 countries.
Even mentions El Paso as well. And I'm thinking, if you're going to mention that, could you at least be aware of the laser incident and what that tells us as well? But no, it seems to have passed him by.
Gary, look at what I'm sharing now.
What's you sharing now? Where's he sharing? Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. I saw that one. Yes. Yes. Well, that is LinkedIn, isn't it? That is LinkedIn it's a perfect.
All the discussions on LinkedIn, I always remember this.
Well,
sorry, guys.
No, you're right.
But I just don't. I mean, if someone from Interpol, I mean, it doesn't matter which organization. I mean, even if it's Interpol, if they're going to be, talking about things which they say are real, then just give us the evidence. I very openly said in that discussion, show me the evidence. Show us the evidence of the real threat, and he wouldn't. He wouldn't bring it up. He wouldn't have it there.
Security, old boy, security. That's the trouble. They can hide. It's a bit like aviation hides behind the word safety, and these sort of people hide behind the word security, and you can't tell you, I'm afraid. So no,
I said to him, I would be happy to have a public debate about this, and I'm happy invite him on the show, invite him to have a discussion.
Oh yeah, do that, Gary.
I don't think he's going to come on. Invite him on. He's more.
Yeah, I mean,
he's one of our contacts. Yeah, no, I will. Not now. If you happen to be watching, Christopher, then just ping me a message and I'll send you over the invite. Yeah.
Next week I probably will not be here.
Look, he's backing down already. Look at that.
But I'll be in Taipei, so I'll be in Taiwan. So so it will be 6 a.m. there if I join. So I just have to get up really early. And I'll just have done a show the night before, so I'm expecting to have a little bit of a hangover.
Are you sure you can go to Taiwan?
Yeah.
It's going to be threading the needle between various wars. You have to go all the way around. Go all the way around the other way.
Over the pole.
I think we either go over the pole or we'll go down through
Antarctica.
That's a long way. Can't you just pedal up the Straits of Hormuz in your canoe?
I could try.
As Trump said today, he doesn't understand why those tanker drivers are staying there. They've got to have a bit of balls and they've got to drive. But you see, the Chinese tankers are going through all right.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course, and they'll be giving all the supplies for the Shahed drones, So.
Yep.
True.
Well, we've had another. Somebody said they captured they'd sunk an Iranian drone aircraft carrier. So we've no evidence of that. But I thought that's a clever way of keeping that storyline going, that there are ships full of drones all over the place, and that's how they get to places.
It is a cargo ship transformed to be carrying whatever they want. So
yeah. Well,
that's not new, because we know that there are drones being carried in 40-foot containers.
Yes.
So it's quite easy to stack up quite a few on a cargo ship and get them ready.
So,
Did you see that that Demoda drone show comes in a container now? And I thought, wow, that's. I've got to see if I can find a link for that.
The one from the 10,000 or the big show in the TV.
Yes, 10,000. Yeah. And I just want to say that this Demoda have been terrorizing me today. I've had at least, I think I've had at least 12 emails from their salespeople this actually today, and I've had several WhatsApp messages from them as well, all from different salespeople, and they've been bombarding my email like, would you like to have? I'm like, what the hell? I got really annoyed. I mean, I don't mind someone sending me a bit of spam. Do you want to have this? And it's one, and it's fine. But if it's going to be 12 per day, no.
This isn't actually the one I saw today, but this is another one of their things. But people worrying about swarms, drones in the boxes, and terror from the skies. Well, here it is. Just rocks up in a truck, and look,
just press the enter key.
Press the enter key, and it's
so
away.
Simple.
I wish it would be. I wish it was that easy. They make it look that easy, but it's
money
not.
for jams, Stephen. That's all you got to do. Press the enter key, man. You're having us on.
Yeah, that's how they've just shown us that. That's all you do. I mean, I don't know how many drones are in that, but that must represent quite an investment in money, that very complicated system.
Yeah, well, I think, well, of course, I can't say very much at the moment, or we can't say anything, but, where is the money actually coming from?
For the research. I wonder. Well, I don't know. From down the back of the sofa or somewhere like that.
We haven't seen Mark for a while. Mark's made his fortune on drone displays. He's living in Dubai or somewhere now with these Lamborghinis.
Yeah. He is definitely.
With his best mate, what's his name? Tate. What was his name?
Oh, what a
Andrew Tate.
Surely people in actually, I know what we do need to talk about with the US here, but surely people in the UK are super embarrassed about that guy. Surely. He's just held up for a ridicule here on the news.
Are you talking about Mark or Andrew Tate?
Oh, both of them. Yeah, both of them. But what I was going to say to Stephen was, did we see and now Ian, I'll have to go over there. He's going to disagree with me. I don't think you should fly your drone over emergency service operations or even nearby with a telephoto. End of. No. And unfortunately, a building that I've been to, and it was certainly a treasure.
Is that where you buy your vape, Scary?
Exactly. Precisely in the centre of Glasgow. Went up with a fire, and he is looking for a lost shed key. You're right. Went up on fire, and a chap filmed it, and then it sort of went to all sorts of drone news feeds.
It shows you the media don't care, do they? They're all asking for permission to screen it like
that.
We don't care you've broken the law and you're endangering
BBC,
stuff. We don't care.
You name it.
But I said this last time when you actually done the story, Gary, for the guy, I think it was last month.
We don't listen to you, Stephen.
I know, but no. But I mean, Gary, I was okay. Yeah, I said this. I know. But but the press have to be, informed about this, and I don't know if it's up to the CAA or it's up to the police that they should ask if there has been permission for that. It also happens here as well, so it's not just in the UK. But
Did you notice the headlines though? It wasn't drone flyer endangers lives of emergency workers. It was, give us the footage. We're not going to mention the fact that you're doing bad things. That narrative's gone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it should just.
So I was going to say, it was very, very sweet that little Stephen thought the CAA would be bothered and would do something. He was like, the CAA do something? And I'm like, what a charming thought.
They're too busy chasing Chris.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no, it's you just shouldn't fly over these things. I know the temptation's there to get the footage, but you just shouldn't.
Because your
It's not
batteries could
right.
overheat and explode. Ian's a bit worried about
And
it.
of course, another
You've got
fire,
tins and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
that's another thing.
I was going to say that the stuff I'd seen, well, it wasn't over it. You've got to be careful, because if you start jumping up and down and going, "Oh, bad evil drone pilot," you know, it becomes the part where it becomes irrational itself. If someone's putting a 250 up, and there isn't anything else going on in the sky, it's not a big deal.
You don't know that, Ian.
Especially if it's at a distance.
Ian, you don't know that. That's the thing, is that you've got helicopters coming in that could come in from any.
No, there may be no
anywhere.
helicopters at all, though, Stephen. There might be no helicopter
Yeah.
involved.
There are helicopters.
And would a helicopter be hovering that low, really, with a fire blowing the flames everywhere? I don't think so.
No, but there are
Fanning the
helicopters
flames.
nearby there down at the Clyde.
Oh,
but it's
yeah,
like-
there's some
it's
on the
not
hospital, isn't there?
helicopters.
There's a
It's
hospital.
like
There's a
the
hospital. There's a
80s
helipad near there.
Guys, there's such an easy solution for all of that. Just get the jacket, one of those high-vis jackets that says BBC on the back. So nobody cares if it's a drone pilot has BBC or CNN on the back.
Yep.
So don't say drone pilot, just say BBC or CNN.
Yeah.
Or
Or even-
both.
The problem comes not for events like this where it isn't necessary, but if you start making a noise and saying, "Oh, bad drone pilot filming an incident that's going on," it then gets to the point where we've got an incident like Ferguson in the US, and you've got unrest going on, and you've got, for argument's sake, you've got police that have been, could be being over aggressive and battering the hell out of people and breaking the law and simply not wanting that captured. And then you can use the same laws and say, "Oh, well, if you film this, we're going to arrest you." So it can hinder democracy.
I've heard that before.
No, it's not about Ian. It's not about filming. He shouldn't be flying. It's not about filming.
Well, no, that's the point. Is you use that to stop people filming. That's how China started it with Tiananmen Square. The geofence went up to stop filming the democratic process.
If you have a drone, you should not be flying anywhere near an emergency site. Not even that distance. Even half a mile, you shouldn't be flying it.
That's such a
At what altitude? What if you're flying below the level of the rooftop?
See, the trouble is with that, Stephen, as well, is stuff that isn't emergency response then gets put into it. Oh, this is an emergency response, when it's a day afterwards and there isn't an emergency response. If you've got a photographer down at the ground and he's using a telephoto lens and he's seeing something, and you're saying that's fine, and you're saying someone at a drone putting a telephoto lens isn't.
All I'm saying is, if you're flying a drone, someone sees that. Someone reports it, because that's what happens. Now, I've got friends who fly the air ambulance here as well. Okay, and what they say is that
there isn't an air ambulance going to that the commercial unit burning down.
Ian, please let me finish. They don't know where their drone is. They're just, they're told that there's a drone in the air. If someone sees a drone, it will be reported, and it will stop them going in. So they're told to not go in. Now they're not. They might not know where the drone is, and someone might not say, "Okay, the drone's there or the drone's over there." They're just told there's a drone there, and they will not go in.
You're using an analogy again that isn't appropriate here. An air ambulance is different.
Ian, listen, this is what happens. I actually talk.
No, I know what happens, but what I'm saying is that is irrelevant here. If you've got a commercial unit burning down, there's nobody's lives at risk there. It's just bricks burning.
But you cannot say
for that.
Sorry, you cannot say that's okay there because it's there. There's a rule that you shouldn't fly. And
if you're within the law, so there is no airport there. You're at a distance well away. Using a telephoto lens
no,
there isn't a big deal.
you set a bad precedent, right? So if you do that, you're setting a bad precedent. And the guy, and yes, it was wonderful footage.
No, you're missing.
But look,
what's
look,
happening
Ian,
now
look,
is
Clyde
you'll get-
Heliport is here.
Yeah.
There's
You-
your incident there, and the hospitals. Yeah, there it is. That's the hospital
Well-
landing site there. So you know, you're not far away from potential
Yeah,
helicopter.
But again, there you go.
emergency
You're moving the goalposts. I'm not talking about this individual situation. I'm talking about the principle. If you go and jump up and down and say,
come on,
you
the
shouldn't
principle
be
is
able to
too
film.
easy.
No,
Ian.
sorry, Ian, sorry. There's no
Ian,
principle here.
you don't
There's
fly
rules and that's
over
it.
emergencies.
I'm
Period.
not about a flying
you
over.
don't.
I've already
Yeah,
said that
you-
from the start. I'm about
Ian,
filming it
sorry,
from a
Ian,
distance.
you don't. It's not. You know. You
No,
you just don't do
you're getting
it.
to the point where there's loads of incidents where people
Let me
are
get the
going
orange
on the
slices.
road, and it's fine. The press are paid to go there, use their drone with their GVC, and to film stuff. Now, if you're filming stuff and you're saying, "Oh, no, about everyone,"
No.
it's
Ian,
going to be death.
it's in the rules of the CAA. It's in the rules of.
No. We've had Richard on this show talking about the laws, and then there is you can't be within them. You're saying within like half a mile. You're making it out huge thing. It doesn't say that at all. In fact, the
50
CAA
meters.
will not even put a distance on it. So
Emergency scenarios are instant
it
not
says close to. No, half a mile away. Close to. That's far away from. So
it's common sense. It's common sense, and
there is
I mean,
common
it
sense,
might be.
but
It might be a bit of a grey
pushing the
area.
common sense of being close by and pushing it out
Ian,
to a radius.
Ian, it is a bit of a grey area, but you have to have some common sense. There is a lot of people who fly drones who don't give a damn about the rules
No,
and
that's
regulations.
correct. And they should be dealt with.
Yeah. So,
But the point I'm making is when you get, there's a point where it becomes hysterical, and some of this does get hysterical when you're saying, well, especially when it's got to get to, there might have been this, there might have been that, there might have been the other. I think we've got to be careful about expanding it out and moving goalposts and getting hysterical on it, because then it is used and it's turned around, and then the press can't record anything.
no.
Let me be the
No.
voice of reason. Yeah, I caught you off guard, didn't I? I'm never
Oh,
that.
God.
Hang on. I know what I need to do. I need to
Hold the
separate
fire.
them. There we are. I was separating.
I can see
There we
both
are.
sides. I can see both sides.
Yeah.
The thing that really annoys me most of all is that there's this perception that if you're flying a drone and you can hear a helicopter, lives are in danger. It's not true. That you can be flying just a few meters away from yourself, and a helicopter can be half a mile away. There is no danger. There's more risk from birds and falling space rock. The thing is, there's a perception that drone pilots are out to bring down helicopters, and it's not true. So there are occasions when I believe it would be totally safe to fly around a situation like that. For example, if you were lower than the roof level getting some shots, it's in New Zealand, it's a shielded operation, and there's no any manned helicopter that comes down to that close proximity to a fire like that below the roof level is going to cause immense danger to everybody and fan the flames. And so it's reasonable to assume that so long as the drone pilot is operating with good common sense and responsibly, he doesn't pose a risk to the helicopter. Also, it's pretty reasonable to assume that anybody flying a drone, if they heard a helicopter, would land. If they don't, that's when the problems arise. But that's not because of what they're doing, it's because of what they're not doing.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Wow.
I mean,
It's probably a good
Bruce
time to
makes
end
a good
this. Yeah.
point there, you see. If you're in America or if you're there in New Zealand, it's not it's not necessarily an issue because the laws are different. So it isn't that this is safe or unsafe. It's that a country deems this unsafe or safe. It's
I would
different
say that-
regulations in different
I would say-
countries.
I would say that what he was doing was unsafe and it's not even to do with the fact that you have or you may have a manned aviation there. Is that if the emergency service see that drone which there is a problem in the UK. I mean, you have people that are chasing the fire brigades and stuff like that, and they're flying it, and it is a problem. And also, you have the fire brigade also want to fly their drones, and sometimes they can't fly the drones because there is another drone there as well. So again, that's why you should go and discuss. But quite clearly, this person and
oh no, yeah,
you know,
I'm not justifying the one person though here, Stephen. I'm justifying the context of the whole.
Yeah, but you should.
Because I know there was. We both know there was a guy that went and he asked the police, and the police said yes, it's fine, and he went up and did it, and that to me is perfectly fine. He asked permission, they granted it. Yes. But the problem is, if everyone gets hysterical, then the police will go, well, we'll just say no, everybody, and I think it needs to be. It should be the case that you can go up and you can ask, and you can be told no, and then if it's no, it's no.
Yeah, and they can, and that's something which I think that common sense does. And if they do that, and they know that there's going to be no manned aviation coming in, they know that they think that it's going to be safe. Yeah, this they can. But I personally think that the footage that was taken there was bang out of order. And the person, because that person was up there for quite a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the guy that flew down the street and flew close to her. I'm not justifying that one. I just think it was a blanket thing. A blanket thing concerns me when there were people there that, I think that guy that had asked permission even waited the day afterwards as well, where it's.
But that's why they put up. That's why they put up the NOTAM, or the restricted area, as well, because I think too many people were actually wanted to go down there and fly, And
I think in that situation, because that was a newsworthy one, you'd have got every person with a drone trying to get it, in which case it gets out of hand. But where I have an issue is where it's targeted at a few members of the press that then start getting grieved. I still want a drone to be able to go up to see Prince Andrew swaying. I think that should be allowed.
And on that note, dear viewer, wherever you are in the world, that's a really good last line. That really is. We better have. Look, someone said we've got to pull the plug. You're exactly right. Here's the voice of reason. The voice of reason is in the audience. So, thank you very much, guys. Wherever you might be in the world, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. We'll see you again at 2100 Gin and Tonic. Hopefully the nonsense in the Middle East is over. I doubt it very much. And who knows what we will have